The genre of romance is the one that has stood the test of time. In times like these, where action, adventure, and isekai have pretty much gobbled up the market, romance still finds that special place and does not fail to melt the heart of the audience with drama and most of the time, a good laugh. Welcome to Anime Ikigai. Join us today as we take a look into the top 10 romance animes that will make you laugh. Number 10. Rent-a-Girlfriend. We would have to put this title higher on the list, but given that it has barely been a year since its release, it's fair to say that the giants that came before it have a better legacy that deserves better respect. Nonetheless, this recent addition to the romantic comedy genre is still a hell of a roller coaster. Rent-a-Girlfriend follows the story of Kazuya, a high school student who has a terrible habit of simping over pretty girls. After being dumped by his girlfriend Mami, Kazuya turned to a mobile app that lets him rent a girlfriend for a limited time. When he meets his rental girlfriend, Kazuya slowly starts to dive deeper into the tangling world of love.
相手するから。
Number 9. Horimiya. Yet another title that recently made it big. Horimiya should have also landed higher on this list, but it is not because of the same reasons as before. Horimiya is one of the few animes out there that are there for the audience, giving room for the development of a genuine romance between the characters. Unlike most rom-coms, which are filled with cliches and tropes, Horimiya is rather dormant when it comes to following the anime stereotypes. The story is focused around Hori and Miyamura, who are opposites of each other. While Hori is more extroverted, outgoing, and social, Miyamura finds himself struggling to adjust to the social environment, so a romance between such characters is something worth watching.
たださん何？
不良。
Number 8. Maid-sama. This shoujo anime is pure fan service for the female audience, but that doesn't mean that it is filled with a stereotypical storyline. Yes, the female lead is a tsundere, much like other female leads out there, but Ayuzawa Misaki is more than just a girl who is bad at expressing her feelings. Her efforts to support her family and her studies make her a presence worth watching. Combine her ferocious and hardworking character with a cool and smooth-going Takumi Usui, and we got a duo perfect for each other. The anime is mostly lighthearted with a very comedic roster of side characters. All in all, you will enjoy your watch with some good laughs to share.
なんで臼井が私の敵に回ってんだよ。
Number 7? Oren Monogatari. I'll just start by saying that Oren Monogatari is my favorite romance anime out there, especially because it explores the romantic story of characters that we would least expect to be a lead on a romance show. The story is based around Takeo Goda, a high school student who does not have a lot of experience when it comes to dating, but one fateful day, Takeo ends up saving Rinko Yamato from a lot of trouble, and as time passes, these two start to develop feelings for each other. What makes this comical relationship so intriguing is how naturally they bond with each other. It feels almost as if the plot had nothing to do with how close they grew.
君、校門のところに怖い人が立ってるって通報があったんだけど。
Number 6. Nisikoi. Nisikoi was a pioneer of the forced love trope in anime. There were other titles that practiced this trope long before Nisikoi did, but they did not hit the mark quite as much. Nisikoi was intended to be a comedy anime from the very core. Sometimes it is focused on the comedy factor so much that romance involved starts to feel pale. The story is about Ichijo Raku and his relationship with the women surrounding him. And yes, it is a harem anime. Raku's kind and caring personality makes it difficult to not like him, and his fear of being rejected keeps him away from confessing to that one girl, who he has liked since childhood. There is a lot more to see than what we have explained here, so I strongly suggest Nisikoi to anyone looking for a good romance to watch.
その桐崎千棘お嬢ちゃんだ。おめえら二人には明日から3年間恋人同士になってもらう。
Number 5. Clannad, the first season. This is strictly about the first season and not Clannad, the after story, because the after story is made for those who want to dehydrate their bodies by crying out loud. Nonetheless, Clannad's first series was a pretty well executed romance comedy with colorful characters and a colorful plot. Yes, the story follows a delinquent who falls in love with the female lead trope, but Okazaki Tomoya is not just another delinquent, and a lot is going into his past, shaping him into the man that he is today. Nagisa and Tomoya's story is very heartwarming as we see these two characters coming close to each other throughout the end of the series, overcoming obstacles and sharing goofy moments. Number 4. Toradora. Toradora is an odd one. The anime focuses on two different characters finding solace in each other by confessing that they are in love with each other's acquaintances. That is not how a romance show usually goes. On one side, you have Ryuji, a mild-natured high schooler with a mean-looking face, and on the other side, you have Taiga, whose face as well as nature is anything but mild. After Ryuji finds out that Taiga actually has a soft side to her when it is revealed that Taiga has a crush on the student council vice president, the story does focus on the romance that slowly develops between these two characters, but how they start off with each other is completely different from what you usually see.
Valentine's Day. I totally forgot about it.
Oh, you liar! You so did not forget about it! You guys will be fawning all over each other when my back is turned! There'll be public displays all over campus!
Number 3. Oren High School Host Club. This anime is as shoujo as it gets. Oren High School Host Club's entire plot is based on a bunch of young male high schoolers entertaining the female student mass of the school for no specific reason at all. The Host Club is a place for handsome male students of Oren High School who have a lot of time to spare, and so they spend this time entertaining the female mass of the school. Our protagonist, Haruhi Fujioka, finds herself joining the Host Club due to unforeseen circumstances and ends up becoming a full-time male host. How did she end up joining an all-boys club meant for entertaining girls? As weird as it may sound, but her character looks like a boy. Reverse trap, ladies and gentlemen.
That's enough, Haruhi. Now you listen to Daddy. Daddy wants you to go back to the way you
Don't
were.
go blowing up my photos without asking me first!
Number 2. Origamiro. Origamiro is a modern-time classic with relatable characters, genius story writing, and a very in-depth plot. Origamiro was such a hit amongst the viewers because it heavily focused on the realistic factors of high school. Without putting that anime emphasis on it, they did not over-exaggerate at all. But at the end of the day, the love triangle between the three main characters is what makes Origamiro a believable story with a lot of lessons to learn from. Hachiman's ideals clash with Yukion's practices, causing the two to argue and grow together while Yui gets left behind. It is a perfect blend of what happens in a normal high schooler's day-to-day life, with a little bit of anime touch to it.
おい、その辺で。
うっさ
その辺で飲み物でも買ってこようかな。でもやめとこうかな。
And finally, number 1. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. You should not be surprised to see this title on the top because Kaguya-sama, Love is War has completely redefined the comedic practices that modern anime had been following and turned it into a benchmark that I am pretty sure only a few others will be able to match. The main idea is romance, but it is driven by comedy. Shirogane and Kaguya's constant schemes to make each other confess is a very romantic gesture, but that is what makes the anime unbelievably hilarious. There is not a single episode where you won't find yourself wheezing at the various situations that the characters get themselves in. All in all, this romance story is the funniest romance story you will find out there.
Yeah.
And that was our list of the romance animes that will make you laugh. Obviously, we missed a lot of titles with genuine comedy that could make this list, but it is what it is. So, you know what to do in the comments section. This is Anime Ikigai, and we will see you in the next video.